Alrighty folks, hello there. This is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. I couldn't do a part 2 video for the call time quick draft we did in the previous one since, spoiler alert, I didn't do too well. Basically went 4-1 and then lost 2 games in a row, so couldn't get to 7 and I didn't feel like it was necessary to record it. But with that being said, I think we just want to fire off more Premier Draft Amonkhet Remastered, maybe spend some of my 6k gold for 6k gold for the quick draft call time, and it's nice that they're giving me an extra free Premier Draft Amonkhet Remaster, so thank you very much, developers. I guess there's a network error, never mind, I'll just hit the purchase. I guess that was a glitch or something, so never mind, they didn't give me the free draft, but anyways, yep. Down to draft some more, showcase the set a little bit more before it goes away in like 2 days. Hopefully I can get maybe one more video for this going after this video, so then I can kind of have enough content on my channel to showcase AFR. I recall when this set first came out, I didn't record too much because that was a time when I was just too busy doing other things. And then Kaladesh Remastered will be after Amonkhet Remastered, and I think that's a better set. I also don't have much content on that one as well, so I'm going to dive into that one deeply as well. Pack 1, pick 1. Not a very amazing pack. Solemnity is not very good. The Supreme Will is fine. Flexible spell, it's a counter spell, and it's a way to maybe have a 4 card Anticipate. Good cards in this pack include like Aven Wind Guide, if we want to do the whole blue, white, and bomb thing, which is not as heavily supported, but could still take it. There's also Cartouche of Ambition, which is great. Gives a creature -1/-1 counter, and also synergizes with Trials if we pick them up. And then the other decent cards are like Cropoli, 2-mana Exert Creature, and Beneath the Sands. So it's between these 2 cards. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't fault anyone for taking them. Like, I can see the argument for taking Cartouche, but I haven't drafted blue-white in this set, and even though the blue, white, and bomb deck isn't heavily supported, I think I could just speculate on Aven Wind Guide since it's an uncommon, and we can always pick up these cartouches later if black is open. So sure, why not? Let's take Aven Wind Guide. Maybe drop in a white, blue, and bomb deck. And yeah, white-blue tends to be quite aggressive, so we have the best white common, Gustwalker. I do hate passing up a Sifter Worm, because Sifter Worm with Cartouche of Ambition is quite busted. There's also an Essence Scatter in this pack as well. And looking at the 15 lands data, most recently, white, red, and white, blue are the top overperforming decks. So I don't mind just moving into white, blue, and just taking a Gustwalker here. The best white common, basically a 3/3 flyer. There's also a desert here. The best card in this pack is probably Sifter Worm, but with the first pick Aven Guide, I don't mind just maybe hedging towards white, blue a little bit slightly more, so I'll take Gustwalker here. And, okay, we do see a Cartouche of Solidarity. There's also Dauntless Aven. Trial of Strength is also great. If we pick up more Cartouches, Open Fire, good removal spell. Cartouche of Knowledge, I guess the best blue common. And then there's a Ronus' Stalwart. Yeah, I mean, it's between these 2, I think. The question is, do I want to go wide, or do I want to just draw cards and give a creature flying? Like, both of these cards have built-in flying already. So I could see the argument of Druid for just taking the Cartouche of Solidarity here and just sticking to white a little bit more. Because, yeah, giving a creature first strike and making 1/1 is also pretty solid. So I think Cartouche of Knowledge could be slightly better, but just in case I want to lean more towards the white aggro route and not necessarily towards blue, I think I take Cartouche of Solidarity, and then hopefully this pans out. Okay, there's an Unquenchable Thirst, quite good too. Hopefully we can pick up some deserts to enable it. There's also Cartouche of Ambition here, pretty good as well. We passed like 3 Cartouche of Ambitions, which are quite powerful. Evolving Wilds for fixing, but Unquenchable Thirst is fine removal. And again, we do want to pick up a decent amount of deserts to go along with it, so yeah, given that Gustwalker and Aven Wind Guide are already flying threats, I don't feel the need to take the Cartouche of Knowledge as highly as I want to, so hopefully this pans out, but if not, we can always pivot towards another direction white-blue isn't open. And yeah, we'll take another Gust Walker, perfect for the white-blue aggro deck. Trial of Knowledge, better, much more controlling blue deck, like maybe blue-black or blue-green. I'll still play it though, since it does have some synergy with Embalm. If you can discard an Embalm creature into the graveyard and then Embalm it later. But I still think white-blue wants to lean towards a more aggressive end, so we'll take another Gust Walker. And we definitely want to maybe base our colors off of white aggro more than blue, in case blue doesn't pan out. So this is a deck where Aerial Guide is pretty good. Usually Aerial Guide is a little bit awkward in other blue decks, since the other blue decks tend to be more controlling. The stronger blue decks are the more popular ones, but if you do play blue-white, you wouldn't mind a Aerial Guide. I guess now we can speculate on the secondary color. We do see cards like Splendid Agony, Final Reward, Hooded Brawler, and Kenra Scrapper all in the same pack. I think we gotta take one of those over the white card here, and which one do we take? That's the question. Don't know. So what's the most likely we're going to end up? We maybe want to lean towards white-red and take Kenra Scrapper. There's also Hooded Brawler, which is great. Yeah, there's a lot of things here. A lot of excellent cards. I guess it's maybe Kenra Scrapper in case we end up in white-red. I think I'll lean towards that since it's considered the best deck. And then now we could take something like an Aven of Enduring Hope, Fanbearer, Vileman's Infestation pretty late, so maybe the cycling deck is open. I think I need to take the Aven just to have more top end. The Fanbearer is a fine common, but for the most part, I don't see these late often, and we're trying to be aggressive here. So hopefully we can. I mean, the Fanbearer is fine, but 2 mana to tap a creature down, and the 1/2 is not that effective of an attacker. So I'll take an Aven of Enduring Hope. Give me some more top end flying. And now this pack isn't great. There's a Hieroglyphic Illumination, which is okay. But there's a late Rona Stalwart, so maybe we could still speculate on maybe white-green or something else, because I'm not really a big fan of the Camel or the Supply Caravan in the white aggressive deck. So we'll speculate on another color. So we can be either of these, and yeah, Nefkrop Entangler could be nice. So we could end up in white-red Exert or white-blue Exert still. But we definitely want to be white aggro for sure. And yeah, maybe we do end up white-red. We just take a Brute Strength. Could always play one copy. Nice combat trick. So I'll just put these blue cards aside from now. Blue did not seem too open. It seemed like we're seeing some late red Exert creatures in the late pack. And then, wow, another Rona Stalwart. Okay. Maybe we might have to abandon white if it isn't open, but yeah, these drafts can be pretty interesting sometimes since there's a lot of good commons in this set. I don't think any of this is playable. Maybe Floodwaters if we do still end up white-blue. You can always cycle it, or then in the late game you can bounce creatures off and get an attack. So the Floodwater is actually going to be at best in the white-blue aggressive deck. I mean, the spells portion of it, for the most part, you're mostly cycling this in maybe a blue-black deck with cycling synergies going on, but yeah, so keep in mind, yeah, we'll take maybe Shed Weakness. I don't think the Pitiless Vizier, even in the cycling deck, is that good. And even the late Desert of Fervent. Okay, so maybe white-red aggro is the place to be. What's the hollow one? Whenever you the spell you cost 2 less to cast for each card you cycle. So basically, if you cycle a card, you can cast this for 2 mana, so that's fine. This pack isn't all that exciting. There's an unconventional tactics for the zombies deck. Those who serve is a zombie, but it's not like great. So I guess if we have embalm creatures, we could consider the unconventional tactics, but it's also just very medium. So yeah, this pack is a kind of a dead pack. Could just maybe take another Nefkrop Entangler and then hopefully just maybe move into red-white Exert. Yep, this pack isn't great. I don't even know why I would pack one, pick one, like maybe the removal spells. But I'll take another Nefkrop Entangler. Just draft a red-white aggro deck. Okay, Magma Spray is great. There's also Start to Finish, but we're nowhere near black. Evolving Wilds could be fine as well. Yeah, we'll take Magma Spray. Pick 2 as a sign. Maybe red is open for my right-hand direction. So yeah, maybe we just end up in red-white aggro from the looks of it. Another Magma Spray seems great. There's also Splendid Agony, another cartouche. Merciless Javenier, more fancy than it looks. You don't really get value off of using the ability because you end up discarding a card. And red-black isn't aggressive, so making a creature unable to block isn't really that great. So I think I don't really want to jump ship move into a black color when there's a perfectly fine Magma Spray I'm happy to play. Could still end up red-green or red-blue if white is somehow cut off, because white kind of dried up in the first pack. We're seeing another Cartouche of Solidarity, but I'm down to just take a Talkrop Elites as a good 4-drop in the Exert deck. So hopefully we can pick up some untapped tricks or ways to give our creatures vigilance. Seems better than the Cartouche here. Cartouche is also fine, would probably be my second pick. Yeah, we gotta have creatures in a red-white aggro deck. There's a random Start to Finish. Could splash to black, but I don't really like to splash in an aggressive deck. It's kind of weird. I do have double Nefcrop Entangler already. There's a late Cartouche of Knowledge, but usually blue-red tends to be more spells-based, which we don't have a ton of. I mean, I think I'm down to just take Desert of the Fervent. I think it's a lot better than the Evolving Wilds, even in red-whites. And we already have, like, 4 2-drops already, so I don't need to prioritize this one. Just the more deserts, the better. We could pick up some desert synergy cards, like the Sandstrangler, which could be quite powerful. And then yes, Sunscourge Elite is great. A much more better defensive card, but I'll still play this in red-white aggro. Like eventually, you can just eternalize this and make a play of 4/4, which is a perfectly fine, reasonable body. Yep, seems like the best card in this pack. So. Okay, and we can take maybe another Aven or a Talkrop Elite. Cartouche is fine, same with the Desert. Storm Moloch is going to be at its best in a much more spells-based deck. Yeah, both of these cards are quite good. Which one do I take? That's the question. I mean, this is essentially a 3/3 if we can exert it. But I'm kind of just down taking the Aven, though. It's kind of close. When in doubt, they say just take the cheaper card, and I will. I'll take a Talkrop Elite. It's still a 3/3 when it attacks. And as I say that, we get another one. There's also Shefet Dunes. But I'm also down to just take a Kenra Scrapper to kind of help round out the curve here. Ensure I have a curve before I take a special desert land. And Kenra Scrapper is one of the better red commons, probably third. Like it goes Magma Spray, Open Fire, and Kenra Scrapper. I think that's the ranking for it. But yeah, we're gearing up nicely for red-white Exert. The land again, I wouldn't mind, because you can use it to sack the Desert of the Fervents to pump the team. But we can always, again, pick up maybe like the red desert that can burn the opponent out, but I just want to make sure I have enough creatures in this deck. Okay, I could take another desert. Not a big fan of the Pathmaker Initiate. Pathmaker Initiate could be fine. I mean, it's actually pretty decent in this deck, actually, so I could see the argument for taking it. But I don't know if it's necessary if we can just exert our creatures and attack past their stuff, so maybe it's not necessary. I think I'll just take another desert. Deserts are just good in general because they help you prevent mana flood, and then there's some great cards with good synergies with deserts in the set. Like we could still play a Gilded Ceradon on 5. Maybe we pick up a Sandstrangler, which would be pretty awesome. Now we can play Desert Camel maybe to have a bit of a life advantage in this type of deck. Ooh, Cartouche of Solidarity. Love seeing this late. Hopefully I can pick up a Trial to go along with it. But it's quite good. Yeah, no Ketra's Name. Not sure if I'll play it though. We already have Talkrop Elite that has built-in pump for the whole team. Maybe we play Forsake the Worldly. I mean, you can always cycle it. Ooh, wow, Glorybringer. We opened up probably the best card in the set, along with like Liliana. I think are the 2 best cards. Wow, this card is insane. Jesus, so I'm happy that I didn't actually take the 5-drop since this is already a 5-drop. So yeah, this is very lucky. Glorybringer, the best card in the set, in one of the best colors, probably the best, maybe red or white. I don't know. Both of them are quite good, but yeah, Glorybringer is a bomb. Easy first pick. Other good cards include Final Reward, Splendid Agony, Cartouche of Solidarity, Unquenchable Thirst, Trial of Knowledge. There's a lot of good commons in this set and uncommons, so definitely a lot deeper than AFR. Wow, Sandstrangler, gotta take it here. Now that we have triple desert, and the fact that this comes in as a 3/3 is really relevant and kills something. Probably one of the best uncommons in the set as well in red. Otherwise, I'd probably be looking at maybe an open fire. Catcher's Avenger's okay as well, but the 1 toughness could be a problem. But this is just a powerful 2-for-1. Happy that I called out Sandstrangler in the last pack, and now we got paid off here, and we'll take maybe another Kenra Scrapper since I don't want too much on 4. Mighty Leap is a fine combat trick, but I'll take another Kenra Scrapper here, and maybe we can pick up another 2-drop to help round out the curve. So yep, red-white is open. I think I'll take a desert over Bloodlust Insider. I could again use an extra creature, but the deserts are just a little bit more important just to enable the Sandstrangler. So Bloodlust Insider can be fine, can give our creatures haste, but it's only decent if you can play it on turn 1. If you play in the late game, it's almost kind of a dead card in a sense. So this is -5, so we still need 5 more picks to round out the deck. Could take Blur Blades to punish 1 toughness, and it's also not that bad. Onward to Victory, how good is that? First portion of it, you can pump this to deal a ton of damage, and we do have some flyers, which could be okay. And then Victory, give a creature double strike. Man, let's just take Blur Blades. I could see main decking this. There's a decent amount of 1 toughness. You don't mind punishing this set. And then here, there's our Ceradon, which can reward us with some deserts too. We already have triple Kenra Scrapper, so I don't need to make it that high of a pick. Firebrand Archer could be a filler 2-drop, but it's not going to be exciting in this deck. Could always take the Thresher Lizard, though. It's going to end up as a 4/4 in this deck for the most part, since we're going to dump our hand quickly. So yeah, I'll take a Thresher Lizard. It's going to be at its best in red-white in the first place, and it's just lower on the curve. And then just in case, I'll just take a Firebrand Archer in case we don't pick up many 2s. Pretty unexciting card, but that's a late open fire. Okay, pick 8. Jesus. Getting all the good red-white cards. So just 1 more playable, and we should have, we could just play a 17-lander. This we can, I guess we could go 16 lands if we pick up more playables, since our curve is kind of low. So we can always main deck a copy of Forsake the Worldly. At least we can cycle it. We can't do anything with it. The weakest card is probably the Firebrand Archer, but 2/1 is not great, but it isn't the worst if you need a filler 2-drop, since we don't have much on 2. I'm not sure if I'll play second Brute Strength. Could be a thing. "15 creatures" is about right. And then, yeah, I'll take a random disposable. Oh, I'm hoping I can actually wheel a creature or something here that we can at least play to go maybe 16 lands, because with all these deserts that we can cycle, we can actually definitely go a lower land count. Hazard's Monuments, and that's medium, but I'll still take it. Yeah, I could use an R2, so the Firebrand Archer, as weird as it seems, might be a necessary evil because we don't have too many 2-drops in this type of deck. And then if we don't find another playable, we can either play Innocatcher's Name or Forsake the Worldly. Probably down to just take Forsake the Worldly because we do have the Top Crop Elites, which we can use to pump already. Or we can play second Brute Strength. Maybe that's just better. Like, yeah, I don't mind throwing in the second... Ooh, third Kenra Scrap? Okay, Kenra Scrapper is getting in here. Okay. So anyways, what was I about to say? Yeah, I was about to say we could add in an extra non-creature spell in this deck just to make the Firebrand Archer slightly better. It's not necessary though. Like, we do have a good curve of creatures already, a lot at 3, so given that maybe we just want to hit our 3-drops consistently, I think we might just want to run 17 lands in this deck. Worst case scenario, we end up just cycling. We get flooded a bit, and our deserts we can always just cycle away. Other than that, I don't really want to play Juru's Resolve or Forsake the Worldly, which is pretty bad in this set. There's also Brute Strength, which could be a thing, but it doesn't cycle, so I'm kind of low on it. So, yeah, maybe we just run 17 lands. I think it's fine. And then mana base, slightly favoring red, so could end up cutting 1 plains, adding in an extra mountain. So then we'll have 10 red and 8 white sources. Seems good. Let's give this a shot. Yeah, Kenra Scrapper, we have a million of them, so we might as well put them as our poster child. Wish I had the 3 mana 2/1 that untaps creatures, or at least a Trial of Solidarity would have been great with our cartouches, but deck still seems very very functional. At the very least, if we end up flooding again, maybe we can pick up a desert to cycle it in the late game. Just want to remain consistency, because we need to hit land 3 pretty aggressively in this type of deck, because we have a lot of 3-drops, and if we don't get to land 3, that could be a problem. And I think 17 lands makes it a little bit more consistent. And it's almost like 16 lands anyways, because the Evolving Wilds fetches for land is not actually a land that stays on the battlefield, because it needs to, it's basically you're going down a land by taking Evolving Wilds, but so it's technically kind of like 16 lands, almost, but not quite. So the deck has a decent amount of evasion that can help us close out. Our biggest weakness is probably against life gain, so hoping not facing too many black decks with Cartouche of Ambitions, because that can be a little bit hard to deal with. Okay, opening hands. Alright, we do see Gustwalker on 2. I see a Gustwalker, I play it, and then there's Sunscourge Champion on 3. Maybe we play out Sandstrangler on 4. With the desert we play tap, so seems quite good. And this is why we run 17 lands, so we can at least try to hit our land 3 more consistently. So blue-red spells deck, Nephcrop Entangler. Could shoot this down since we're missing our land drop, but I'm still down to just play a Gustwalker here and just try to race in the meantime. But yeah, we definitely need land 3, so hopefully we don't top deck the worst case scenario, we top deck a desert, but we can still like maybe cast a Magma Spray to kill this. If he doesn't exert, do I block? I mean, I'm missing my land drops, but he exerts, so I'm definitely not blocking. Alright, land is great, so I'll play the land and then we'll attack, and then I think we lead with the Kenra Scrapper. The Sunscourge Champion could be better against Counterspell. So if he counters it, at least I can replay it next turn, whereas the Kenra Scrapper I can't. So I could see the argument of just playing the Sunscourge Champion in hopes he has a Counterspell up, and I will. And it resolves, so never mind, he doesn't have a Counterspell, but I still think it was worth doing this. Because usually when the blue-red spell leaves up all his mana, okay, so I guess that's bad. Nah, this sucks. This sucks. Thresher Lizard could be fine. Plays pretty well with the Brute Strength we have going on next turn. Kenra Scrapper can also just start getting in, which could be a thing. Yeah, we'll play Thresher Lizard. So the anger yeah, playing out the Kenra Scrapper could have been better, because now I can't eternalize this and get a nice 2-for-1. Spellweaver Eternal is fine. Don't really feel need to Sandstrangler this yet if I top deck a land, so... Another Spellweaver Eternal. Okay, I could attack here and offer a trade, which isn't the worst as well. I think I will. I could also Brute Strength. Don't know if it's worth it though, because he's just going to block it next turn, so maybe it's fine just trading here and then playing out the Scrapper. Takes it, okay, so the opponent probably has a removal spell lined up. But just gotta be mana efficient here. Could take 6 damage, which could be a lot. Fervent Paincaster's alright. So he might lash a Cartouche onto this. And he lashes a Cartouche onto this, so I'll be taking a lot. Okay, so I probably need to kill one of these next turn. Yeah, probably gonna just Sandstrangler the 4/2. Yup. And the question is, do I attack with both? Worst case scenario, I end up trading the 3/3 here. So yeah, we'll attack with both. I'm the aggressor, so I need to start beating down. And I'll block a 2/2, even if he has a pump trick, I'll do it. I mean, if he attacks with both and uses a spell to remove this, there's a chance I could still come back from this, but... Okay, opponent doesn't do anything, so this, I presume he has something here, so... Yeah, I think it's fine attacking. Question is, do I exert here? Yeah, I think I might exert. This is a lot of damage. But maybe it's... Nah, listen, we don't need to exert, let's just attack. Leaving up Magma Spray to kill this end of turn. I'll kill this now before he gets to resolve this. And gain prowess to attack past my 2/3. And then Brute Strength can maybe attack and then trample over for the victory. Yup. Alright, so we have some, yeah, this is fine, 2-drop, 3-drop. Hopefully we pick up some better stuff. And Sandstrangler is great, so yeah, this is quite good. I'm liking this. So maybe a black-white zombies deck. Fine, not playing out the desert, we can always cycle this later and that can enable these Sandstrangler. And yeah, by cycling these deserts they do prevent flooding. Like there's a play I can admit where, you know, it could be correct getting out the Desert of Fervent, but I think this is fine. Next turn we can play the Desert, or play out the Sandstrangler Champion. Ooh, Oketra's Monument. Oh yeah, that's a scary card. So I could play a 2-drop in Cartouche, but I think I want to set up maybe a Sandstrangler in case something happens, so I'm fine playing out my first Desert here, and then we can always cycle the second one. And we can always exert next turn to attack past the 1/1 tokens if he goes off with them, so yeah, Oketra's Monument curve is scary. Plus a Soul Stinger. Alright, a 4-5 is not easy to deal with. So I'm probably forced to attack and then finish it off with the Sandstrangler. Could also cartouche and one of them and then exert, which could be a thing as well. But maybe it's better off to 2-for-1 myself to finish him off. Yeah, I think I'm down to just do that. Might as well exert them both to get in. I mean, we don't really need to exert both since Sandstrangler will just kill it, so I don't really see the need to exert. And it's 3 damage, right? Yep, it's 3 damage. So yeah, I'll just attack with both and not exert the one. Finish off the Soul Stinger at least. So, I mean, it's not 2-for-1 because the Sandstrangler stays on the battlefield, so I think I need to do this though. Hopefully no Aven. Lord of the Accursed is pretty good. Watcher of the Dead is also pretty good. Yeah, some good spells here. Could play a 5-drop. Maybe start flying over as a win con. Could also cartouche and start getting in there as well. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. I think I play the flyer here and pass. And maybe this is a game where I need to win by attacking him in the air or something. So, could also just do this here and then get rid of Watcher. Like, it's not wrong just offering this as a trade, since at 1 toughness it can get punished by a Cartouche of Ambition, so I think we actually exert an attack. And then keep the 3-3 back to block everything else. I mean, I'm pretty happy if he wants to trade a Lord of the Accursed. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that, so it's a pretty good card to get rid of. But he's just going to go off with these tokens, so it can be quite scary if he ends up playing like I don't know. Yeah, let's just get this down. I think I'm fine putting the cartouche on the Sandstrangler, or maybe it's better on the Aven just to deal the extra damage. Because I don't see a reason to attack for the Sandstrangler. Maybe I just need to place this on defense and block off the Pitiless Vizier. It can gain Indestructible, so I should be wary of him attacking. I could also place on a Talkrop Elite, but I think the Flyer is more important to keep around. I don't know, I don't really feel the need to put on the Flyer. I think I need to play defense here and place on the Sandstrangler. So then I can block off something like the Vizier or prevent it from attacking. And I think I might as well attack in for 3. I'm going to cycle the Desert this game, I think. Don't want to fly out too much. And I'm fine keeping another land in my hand in case I need to Eternalize Sunscourge Champion, so... Hopefully no removal. So I'm actually happy that I placed it on the Sandstrangler, so since if he's incentivized with killing the Flyer... Okay, so he's just going to attack with a bunch of creatures this turn. Okay. It makes sense to trade here, right? Or block here and then block a 1-1. Hopefully no pump. Yeah, we'll cycle 1 and then play maybe a Sunscourge Champion. And I think I attack here with both. Is it lethal next turn? This is 3 damage and this is 4 damage. I guess he gains a life, so I guess it's still not lethal. Yeah, he's just making tokens too, so the opponent's just going off. I think I trade for the Pitiless Vizier here. And I can still Eternalize next turn if I get a land. How much is this? So I can attack for 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so it's not quite lethal, so I think we still need to maybe take a turn off. I could also just get out the Sunscourge Champion here instead of cycling the Desert, and I think I will. Maybe I do just discard the Lizard here. Yeah, the lizard can probably go at this point. Question is, do I play out my desert? Still doesn't seem necessary. I don't have any 6-drops in the deck. I mean, if I play out my desert, I could play a 4-mana spell along with it, but I don't have a ton of those. So I think we keep it in our hand, and then we just attack with both and not exert. And next turn we can kill him, so... Thresher Lizard just doesn't block well anyways on this board, so... Yep, the opponent could have had something going. The Oketra's Monument is insane. If you had like a Trial of Solidarity, would have easily been dead. Or some sort of go-wide pump effect. So, yeah, don't pass up Oketra's Monument. I think it's actually the correct pick even over Gustwalker, pack 1, pick 1, and Magma Spray. It's just so powerful, and white is the best color in this set, so... Alright, Firebrand Archer, 3-drop. I mean, I like having the Firebrand Archer early, and then hopefully we can pick up a Desert to play along the Sandstrangler. Yeah, getting the Firebrand Archer early isn't the worst, since then we can draw into our non-creature spells and gain a bit of value off of it. So it could attack if he passes a turn, maybe he has a counter spell up. Yeah, it's probably a counter spell, but I mean, alright, I'll eat a Magma Spray. I'll take that. The 2-1 is one of the worst creatures in our deck, so I'm happy just playing this out. Luckily there's no 1-mana Censor in this set. Would be pretty annoying. So if he passes the turn, I don't really want to slap a cartouche onto this, but okay, I think I'm fine slapping a cartouche onto this now, or just playing out of Tall Crop Elite, I guess could be fine. Just use our mana efficiently. Magma Spray is really strong. Can I have a Desert, please? I don't want the Sandstrangler stuck in my hand all day. Okay, this is pretty nice, although he does have mana open, so he could essentially have a non-creature spell, so might need to wait until end of turn before I Magma Spray the 2/2. I'm not going to use it yet, and there's a chance he could have a better creature for me to kill. So if he uses a expensive removal, okay. I think I go for it now. And hopefully he doesn't have instant speed 1 red. Okay, he doesn't, so that's good news. The three light from the desert really helps too. Okay, Glorybringer. Do I just cast a Sandstrangler? I think I actually do. It sucks. Without value, it feels bad, but I still think I do. Otherwise, I'm not really affecting the board or doing anything. I don't really want to keep it for value, so kind of a Temple Sandstrangler isn't the worst. It can start crashing in for 3, and the opponent might incentivize removing it. But I'm hoping the opponent doesn't play like a Scarab God, or like the blue-red Locust God here. Champion of Wits is very good. Okay, that card is still great. You could easily chump with this, and he wouldn't mind. So I'm hoping I can get a land at least. He can eternalize this into a 4/4. Glorybringer can maybe finish it off. Surprised he didn't keep land. I guess he needs double blue to eternalize it, so he might be missing that secondary blue that he needs. So at least the opponent is also kind of missing some of his mana sources. Dean Worthy's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty nice 2-for-1. This is a great uncommon 2 in red. There's a lot of great uncommons in red in general, so. Okay, finally we get our desert, but I think we need to play it tapped. I'm fine if he wants to double block this and trade. I mean, sure. This implies he might have 2 mana, but we finally got a desert here. Would have been nice if I cast a Sandstrangler and killed something along with it, but can't always be that lucky. He doesn't have double blue, okay. Those Champion Wits is still gonna be an issue, I think. Still nothing, so yeah, I think I'm fine attacking and then playing land into Aven. I want to play land in case he has a sensor. Fine if he has a removal spell, sure. Nope. Yup. I'll play the Aven before I play. Yeah, lucky that I attacked first before playing this out because I think this would have been a better target. Firebrand Archer I don't care too much about. I mean, I can still play the Glorybringer and still exert it, just for the hell of it. That's weird. I guess I'm presuming he has a trick by attacking like this. Do I haste out the Glorybringer? I mean, what else do I do here, right? I might as well. Yeah, I'll exert the Glorybringer. But you could have a removal spell here to finish it off, and another Dean Worthy. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, that sucks, but I can start attacking for 3 now. Hopefully he doesn't get double blue for the champion. I mean, he would need to discard some cards, right? No, he draws first and then discards, okay. Thresher Lizard's a 4/4, so that's also quite good. So happy that I picked this up over the Gilded Ceradon. So hopefully no double blue. I think you draw first. No, yeah, you draw first and then you discard, so you can still eternalize it, even if he has no cards. And yeah, we should be able to win this game if the opponent does nothing. Yeah, I'm actually hoping he attacks. By attacking here, I could attack with both Thresher Lizard and Firebrand Archer. Magma Stray. Okay, so this does force him to chump here, so I'm actually happy doing this, so he doesn't actually draw a card. And forcing the Eternal to chump is really nice, so he doesn't draw a card off of the attack. So yeah, I guess even if he eternalizes a Champion of Wits, it's still going to be a lot of mana, so yeah, he's basically forced to stay back here, and we can cycle this desert. Worst case scenario, he kills Aven and he chomps the 4/4, but he's just going to concede here. And yeah. I'm probably going to take a break in this video, so feel free to skip on ahead, because I need to do something real quick. But yeah, I'll continue with the Amonkhet draft, and this video here is just going to be stuck on pause for the moment. So yeah, just feel free to skip over until to the part where I start playing. So one moment here. Alright, hello guys, I'm back. So that was around like 6 minutes. Yeah, I had to take care of something real quick, but we're back to doing some Boros aggro. And hopefully we can get some insane value off Sandstrangler and Glorybringer. Opening hand, we have Glorybringer, okay. Yeah, I'll keep this. 1 drop that can maybe kill something early. 2 drop, 3 drop on the draw. Yeah, seems quite good. Give me that juicy 2 drop. Just did it for tempo. Like, obviously the magma spray will be better against like a hooded brawler, but it's important to just establish the board presence first. And yeah, just need a desert right. No need to exert because we can't attack past much. We'll just play the Kenro Scrapper, hopefully no open fire. Keeping up 3 mana is weird, so yeah, there is definitely an open fire. So this presumes he doesn't have a 3 toughness creature here. Sunset Pyramid. Takes 2 mana to activate, so that is a lot. So there's the argument of again playing the Sandstrangler, but I think I'll just play the Nefkrop Entangler this time. Just too good. I don't really want to just play a 4-mana 3/3 that does nothing. And now we can bring out the Glory. So yeah, this is fun. Play the most broken card in the set. Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat a Glorybringer. You usually just want to exert it when it comes into play. The fact that this has haste is ridiculous. Like, it's already an insane card by itself without the haste, but the fact that you have to give it haste is pretty broken. I guess we'll just exert. Yeah, I guess I can always play out the desert. Yeah, I could just attack with both here and then finish it off with the Sandstrangler, so... Is there any reason to exert? Not really, since I'll just end up killing it anyways. We'll attack with both. Fine with the block. And then make sure we play our desert before the Sandstrangler out. So yeah, we picked up both of our bombs in this hand, so definitely an easy win. And now we can just exert Nefkrop Entangler and that's game over, so yeah. Glorybringer is an S tier ridiculous card, and I don't think our deck would have gotten these easy wins without it, honestly. I mean, we only exerted it once, really, and it was this game. The last game, it ate a removal spell. And I think the first game we played with it, the opponent just instantly conceded or something. I forgot. I need to probably look back. But it's definitely one of the most unfun cards to play with in this set, along with... I mean, there's, I guess, Scarab God, too. Scorpion God is pretty annoying. Locust God is annoying. Deoketra God is annoying. All the gods are pretty annoying. And then, I don't like this hand. We do have Magma Spray on 1, but we are kind of reliant on getting our 3rd land drop. I mean, it's not the worst. On the play, I don't really like the Mull. Maybe I can hope to get land 3, and we still have Magma Spray on turn 1 as a defensive card, so... Alright, it's not the worst, but it's also not something exciting. Opponent main phase cycles, okay. Alright, this could be one of the worst hands to have kept. I just need a land next turn, please. That card I'm willing to Magma Spray. Strong card. Land, please. As I say that, we get a land, so I'm always lucky. So if he's stuck on lands, he might need to cycle to hit his land drop. Firebrand Archer, I'm fine dealing with. Yeah, we'll just keep playing out our canvas scrappers. No need to really exert. We could just steal the game if the opponent keeps missing his land drops as well. A Braid's pretty good. Yeah, I'll play this tapped. Need to just develop my mana base, and then Champion 3 is nice. So maybe blue-red control. But he's not hitting his land drops, so that's gonna be that's not a good sign for him. But he finally gets his land, it's cartouche, so maybe he's playing to trade or block or attack. Don't know. Given that I want my Sandstrangler champion to die, I think it's important to put the cartouche onto this kind of scrapper since, yeah, first striking Menace creature is pretty insane, so we'll do that. There's no 1 mana spell that punishes me here, I don't think, so this seems fine, and then we'll play Thresher Lizard and then attack for 5. No reason to exert. Wow, just slapping on Cartouche of Knowledge is okay. I mean, if he's gonna be aggressive, that's fine with me. I mean, I'm still kind of ahead if I attack with all my creatures, so opponent might need to just stay back here for the turn. Blur Blades could be a thing, and this is instant speed, so I could latch a. Yeah, I think the Cartouche is better off anyways on the Sunscourge champion, right? So I have all these menace creatures. So he can't block anything. I don't really want 2-for-1 myself for the 4-3, so I think I just attack with both. I mean, I do need to use my mana as well, so maybe it's fine attacking the 1-1 and blowing him out with the combat trick. Not sure. Don't think it's worth it. And we'll say go. I don't think he can burn me out here, can he? I mean, I don't think that's enough. 13 is a lot of life. So he needs to play defense here and deal with my threats. But yeah, 3-4 menace first strike and a 3-4 first strike is going to be hard for him to deal with, so. Yeah, you can't really miss land drops, not against red-white. I mean, in Magic in general, missing land drops is just bad. Especially in the early game, obviously. So. Five and 0. Wow. Yeah, that's not bad. Great record, and then we're off to another 7-win video, and then we'll probably do another Amonkhet Remastered. Still don't know if I have enough time to do another a call time quick draft, since I just took that 6-minute break, which could have been important. But if I end up drafting another aggro deck, that could be the case. And then maybe I can redeem myself by having a powerful 5-color snow deck in the next video, in the next quick draft. Because usually in call time you either end up drafting again a 5-color multicolor snow or Sultai snow or whatever. I mean, it's basically usually Sultai with a splash of either red or whites. You can end up drafting the white aggressive decks. Mostly you want to be in red whites, or you can end up drafting blue red giants, or just red. I guess it's red aggro in general. I guess it's not red white aggro to be more exact. It's mostly red aggro or the multicolor snow control stuff. And then you can combine it with red black, red whites, and red-green, and it's all quite powerful. And then red-blue is kind of like the control deck. That's the premier control deck of the format. But yeah, Kaldheim was an interesting set. Who I faced against this guy earlier. He drafts really powerful decks, so I can't wait to see what he has in store for me this time. This hand looks pretty good. I'll keep. Last time he played a cycling deck against me and completely wrecked me, so this should be very interesting. Like, he had a Drakehaven, I think, and I believe a Archfiend of Ithmir in his deck. So this is not going to be easy. And green doesn't have a lot of 1 toughness, so might need to use his Blur Blades early to kill something small. Like a Firebrand Archer, perfect. Brute Strength only gets 1 toughness, doesn't seem great. I think this is fine, and then I might as well Blur Blades now before he gains value off of this. Blur Blades is not going to be great anywhere else, so this can become a 4 for first strike if I exert it, so that's quite strong. Burning Fist Minotaur is quite good. Yeah, that can definitely eat a Magma Spray, but first let's play Firebrand Archer. And then Magma Spray this. And then maybe we can use Brute Strength to attack past something. Edifice of Authority is quite good. Camera Scrapper is also great. This time we're to beat down. I forgot what deck. Yeah, I played a red-blue control deck against his Drakehaven Archfiend of Ithmir Drakehaven deck, and it was just so bad, like playing against him because he just outvalued me every single time. Like using removal spell, 1-for-1 removal spells still weren't enough. I had like so many open fires, Anger of the Gods, like a ton of removal, but then he just kept making drakes, and basically I was just throwing away cards. He was just basically getting free value, and it was rough. It was definitely rough. Yeah, I think I exert here just in case, and I guess if I exert both of these, he's just dead, so might as well exert them both. But I guess he's going to use on a Nefcrop Entangler. Okay, so if I exert this, is he dead? I mean, I might as well. I guess he's dead if I just use a Brute Strength, so I think it's fine exerting. So he's guaranteed to take 5. If I Brute Strength this, I guess he's dead, so I might as well. And yeah, we'll use it on the 1/1 here. So he was drafting a much more red-green controlling deck, from the looks of it. But he also has some aggressive creatures like the Firebrand Archer and the Burning Fist Minotaur. That deck wasn't as impressive, it just had some... The Firebrand Archer doesn't make sense, but then again, we're also playing Firebrand Archer, which also doesn't make sense in our deck, but so be it. And 6-0, okay, yeah, let's try to get a 7-0 Boros Aggro video, or deck. Alright, the final boss might hit the 2-minute mark again. We'll see. Okay, I can play a desert. I guess I might play both of them. I mean, just to hit my Glorybringer, I think might be worth it, so I'll try it. Here comes the Essence Scatter. Question is, do I play Tap Desert next turn, or do I keep up mana for Open Fire? Open Fire is pretty good against this. Just taking it out immediately could be nice. And I would have a delayed Top Crop Elite, but maybe it's still worth keeping up mana, or at least just killing this. I think I'll kill this. Attack for 2, and then hopefully we can maybe get a mountain, or play this tap with a 3-drop next turn. So a green-blue ramp deck cycles Lake Claim, so can be scared if he had the 4-mana ramp dork. Alright, so I think we need to play a 4-drop, and then we can play Desert next turn, along with the second Top Crop Elite. Could see maybe an Essence Scatter here, which is a pretty important blue common, I think, in this set. Unless you're blue-white, not really a big fan of it. So, alright, just a little bit of tempo. Didn't mill anything too important. Don't really care about any of these, although Mountain wouldn't have been bad. Can cycle the second Desert. There's no flash creatures in this set. I guess there's a 3/2 pouncing cheetah, but I'm not gonna exert the Gustwalker just to not trade for it. Ronin Stalwart. Not even sure if I want to Glorybringer that, to be honest. Like, I might actually just cycle a Desert, play land, play Top Crop Elites. I guess the removal spell now, I might do so. Yeah, I guess this is worth taking out. And it also dodges the Magma Spray, so... If he had Shed Weakness, that would have been a blowout, but... Sifter Worm, that's a bomb, so I'm glad that I actually took out the Ronin Stalwart before it. So now we probably need to exert and hit for 3, and then hopefully just win the game in the air. Okay, so game 4 is quite nice. Yeah, I probably need to play the Top Crop Elite and cycle the Desert here. And then, yeah, we'll play the Elite just to have the extra flyer, and I'll exert the 2/2. Is it lethal next turn? 5, 6, 7, 8? No, but it's close. I'll take 7, but then I can gain 2 life next turn. Yeah, I think we just attack. I'm fine exerting maybe the Top Crop Elite or not. It's not necessary. I do put him down to 1 if I exert the Top Crop Elite, but then I miss out on an extra flyer, so I think it's fine hitting for 6. There's no sweepers in this. I guess there are some I should be aware of. Yeah, I should maybe play around the sweeper here. Yeah, sweeper would be pretty brutal if he has it. So, but at least I can maybe reanimate the Sunscourge champion, so that's not the worst. Okay, no sweeper, otherwise he wouldn't have used this. This deck is kind of weird. What's this? The Scavenging Grounds. Seems like a pretty bad rare too. I guess it could have been like something late. Yeah, he doesn't look like he has the best blue-green ramp deck. There was basically no Oasis Rich list, no Naga Vitalist, no River Hoopu. So yeah, all right. That was pretty sweet. 7-0. I think the MVP had to been Glorybringer, so I think that deserves to be the poster child for our deck. So let's kind of change the deck up, and it was just pretty straightforward. Just a creature-heavy red-white deck. We could have been red-green or red-blue or even red-black, but I felt like red-green, red-white was the place to be with double Gust Walker and double Tall Crop Elite, which is pretty good in the Exert deck. And yeah, running 17 lands wasn't too bad. Even if we flooded out, we could have at least cycled the deserts. And the fact that the deserts come in tap might also is a reason to maybe play the 17 lands. Also, our curve kind of really starts at 3 since we don't have too many 2-drops, just like 5 2-drops, which is about right, but usually you prefer maybe 1 extra 2-drop over the 3-drop, so we have more 3-mana plays than 2-mana plays. So yeah, Glorybringer was definitely the bomb of this draft. So yeah, I gotta put him as our poster child. And yeah, pretty solid deck with 16 creatures, a decent amount of removal spells. Unfortunately, don't have too many removal don't have the removal to deal with like larger threats like Sifter Worms and Giant Worms, but we have a lot of evasion with the Gust Walkers. Crop Entangler gaining the trample was nice, plus the extra stat bonus. Kenra Scrapper didn't exert this card too much as well, but still a 2/3 menace was great, especially with the Cartouche of Solidarity, turning it into a menacing first striker. We have double Tall Crop Elite and then 2 flyers at the top, and then Sandstrangler was amazing tempo. So yeah, really awesome draft so far. So I think we're gonna fire off a second draft, and then hopefully have enough time to do a quick draft call time. So let me add this to my deck list, and then claim our prize. Open up some packs. Pack 1, pick 1. Let's pretend we're drafting Amonkhet Remastered. Champion Wits is really good. Yeah, this card's great. 3-mana 2/1. Use this to discard lands in the late game, and then late game, if you can internalize it, you can essentially draw 4 cards and then discard 2, which is great. So you definitely want to play this in a much more controlling deck, I think, since you want to end up discarding lands that might help you flood. You can still cast this early if you have a really high curve and you need to also hit your land drop. It could be fine, but I definitely want to play this in a much more mid-rangey or controlling deck. Otherwise, second best card is Late Claim. Not a big fan of blue in this set in general. The commons aren't amazing, and it's probably the weakest color, but the rares and the uncommons are quite good. So don't sleep on blue. Reason to Believe is not that great. 1-mana Scry 3 is whatever, and then the 5-mana play is a little bit too expensive for what it does. Basically, if it's 5-mana, either draw a card, or 5-mana, play a creature, which, you know, it really depends on what you scry on top. It could be, sometimes it's based on luck. You either get your Sifter Worm on top and you cast Believe and cast it for 5-mana, or you don't, and then you end up spending 5-mana over payment for the Aftermath portion. I guess even if you don't know what's on top, it's still maybe draw a card if it's not great. Not the worst card, but not amazing. I would probably take Vizier here. Great in the great with Enter the Battlefield effects in the set, which there aren't too many great Enter the Battlefield effects, but it's also just great with Exerts, since if you exert a creature, and you can just basically flash into Vizier, or cast it on your second main or whatever, or the end of your opponent's turn, and then yeah, okay, I guess it's under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step, so you definitely want to use this on your turn to untap the creature, because if you use on your opponent's turn, it's not going to stay, it's not going to return from exile, so you want to use the second main, or at least during combat. And it's nice because you can also use this on an opponent's creature. You can use this to blink a token in a way, or use this to prevent a double block from happening. So yeah, Vizier is great. I'll probably take this over Consigned to Oblivion, which is fine, and the rare, which isn't all that impressive. Our Promise could be fun. I mean, if you draft the green ramp deck, 5 mana to put 2 lands isn't great, but if you, but the fact that it can search for any land could be nice, especially dual lands and deserts. And it's going to be difficult to get 3 or more deserts to get going, but if you can, it's decent value. Not sure if it's still the first pick. Baleful Amit is also just okay. Usually the black-green -1/-1 counter deck doesn't come together a whole often. Definitely very lackluster, more disappointing than blue-white, which, you know, there isn't a lot of support for blue-white, but I think it's still a better deck than black-green overall. And even in black-green, I'm not even sure if you care about the -1/-1 counter synergy, since it's mostly just a green multicolor deck at the end of the day. I mean, if you do have the -1/-1 counter deck, 3 mana 4/3 lifelink, it's quite good. Not gonna lie. Still would maybe take Our Promise. Desert's also quite good, but I don't want to take it that early since there's like a desert almost in every pack and people tend to pass them up. I mean, there's also Ronus's Monument, which could be kind of fun. Basically, cast any creature, give a creature +2/+2 and trample could be really relevant. But Our Promise could be a fun build around. Wouldn't mind first picking it and trying it out. Ooh, Resilient Kynra is really nice. Yep, enter the battlefield, give a creature the +2/+2, and then when you eternalize it, it comes in as a 4/4 and gives a creature +4/+4. Especially relevant if you have a creature with trample. Usually you want to give creatures trample by putting a cartouche onto it. The green one, of course. But yeah, this card's great. If this wasn't in this pack, some okay cards. Fervent Paincaster, much more cool than it looks. Red is one of the much more better colors, but this card isn't super amazing. Like, exerting this to deal 1 damage to target creature isn't that great. But it is a way to punish 1 toughness, and even if you don't attack with this, you can still keep tapping it to ping the opponent. So I guess this card is alright. I would probably take this maybe, or lean towards a green Exert deck with Ronus Stalwart, pretty good 2-drop. There's also the Aven Wind Guide if I want to force white-blue, which again doesn't have a lot of synergy or support. So yeah, I wouldn't mind testing out the Fervent Paincaster and playing it in a red Exerter control deck. Vizier is amazing, but so is Trial of Zeal. Both of these cards are great. I don't even know which one to take here. It could actually be the Trial of Zeal. I think red is a better color than blue at common. The fact that you can just keep bouncing this back and dealing 3 damage is basically a mythic uncommon. But Vizier, the faces is also quite insane. Like, sure, even if you cast this early and you don't really get a good creature to copy, you can still embalm it on turn 5 to basically copy it later, copy a better creature later. So Vizier is very excellent, and also just an amazing. I mean, it's a built-in 2-for-1 already. Whereas Trial of Zeal, you do need to pick up cartouches, but there's a lot of cartouches at common, so it's not hard to trigger this as well. So maybe I'm biased towards Trial over Vizier of Many Faces, but both cards are quite insane. The Cartouche of Strength is also great. I'm a bigger fan of red in the set than blue, honestly. Just haven't been impressed by blue. Like, the best blue commons, what are they? They're the blue Cartouche, which draws your card, gives flying. Okay, that's pretty good if you play large creatures or creatures that don't have much flying going on. And I guess it gets +1/+1, so it's a good card. And then the Unquenchable Thirst, which does require you to pick up some deserts. If you don't have a desert in a graveyard or one in your hand, it's not all that bad since it still taps down a tapped creature. But if you can't use it to tap down a creature and they get in the free attack or tap, it's not great. And then I guess there's the final one is kind of like I forgot, like Essence Scouter maybe, which is a more controlling card. It's not playable really in the blue aggressive decks like blue-white. Here I would take Steward of Solidarity, just nice value creature. The Exert portion of it, just to make a 1/1, isn't all that fantastic because it's slow, but I would still maybe take it here because it seems better than everything else. Fanbearer is probably the second best card. Yeah, the Bantu's Monument is not necessarily impressive, so yeah. Alright, so let's move on to another Amonkhet Remastered draft before it goes away.